Hello there. Welcome to E-Content Development Center, Majlis Arts and Science College. Myself Sunesh Paril, Department of Media and Communication. Can you survive one day without talking to anyone? Can you think of a world where no one is communicating? The world is moving forward because people are communicating, right? Yes. In this session, I'll be discussing about communication. I'll be explaining the term communication, some important definitions and elements of communication process. So, what is communication? If you pose a question to members of a group, two things become apparent. Most individuals have difficulty in writing out their actual meaning in the term communication, and there is no uniformity in the meanings. As we know, communication is not just an act, it's a process. The process of communication includes transmission of information, ideas, emotions, skills, knowledge by using symbols, words, pictures, figures, graphs and illustrations. The act of communication is referred to as transmission. It is the process of transmission that generally termed as communication. The English word communication is derived from Latin noun communis and the Latin verb communicare, which means to make common, Communication in its simplest sense is a human relationship involving two or more persons who come together to share, to dialogue and to commune, or just to be together, say at a festival or a time of mourning. Communication is thus not so much an act or even a process, but rather social and cultural togetherness. Communication with oneself, with God, nature, the world of spirits and with one's ancestors are also forms of communication. Interaction, interchange, transactions, dialogues, sharing, communion and commonness are ideas that crop up in any attempt to define the term communication. Now, let's go through some of the definitions of communication by researchers. According to Joseph A. DeVito, communication refers to the act by one or more persons of sending and receiving messages distorted by noise within a context with some effect and with some opportunity for feedback. Carl Hovland, a well-known psychologist, said communication is the process by which an individual or the communicator transmit a stimuli, usually verbal symbols, to modify the behavior of a or of other individuals. I.A. Richards defines communication as the exchange of meanings between individuals through a common system of symbols. For Theoderson and Theoderson, the transmission of information, ideas, attitudes or emotion from one person or a group to other or others primarily through symbols are called communication. For Leland Brown, communication is the transmission and interchange of facts, ideas, feelings or course of action. Grabner defines communication as a social interaction through messages. Claude Shannon defined communication as one mind affecting others. Yes, one mind affecting another is the definition by Claude Shannon. Next, Wilbur Scram defined communication as the mechanism through which human relationships exist and develop. Communication is a dynamic process involving a series of actions and reactions with a view to achieve a goal. It is a two-way process, that is, the ability to receive is as important as the ability to send. For successful communication, feedback is crucial because it tells how the message is being interpreted. It can make or break the communication process. The sender encodes the message to code, which is possible to transmit through the channel in which is communicating to the receiver, who then decodes it back to the previous form. The receiver may respond to the message. The message is the symbol, either verbal or non-verbal. The channel is the transmission medium. Feedback is the response to the message, and noise is any interpretation or interruption that breaks down the communication. These, in fact, are the essential elements or ingredients which facilitates the communication process. Each element plays an important role in making the communication effective. Let's go through each one of these elements. The first element, source. He is the one who initiates the communication process. An effective communication depends on the communication skills, knowledge level and attitude of the sender, and how he desires to affect his receiver. Next, message. A message is what a communicator actually produces for transmission using spoken or written words, photographs, paintings, films, posters, etc. The success of communication, therefore, depends on what we say and how we say it. Encoding. It is the formulation of messages in the communicator's mind. That is, the communicator not only translates his purpose into a message but also decides on the medium to communicate his planned message. He must choose the media, either speaking, writing, signaling or gesturing, that the receiver can comprehend well. Decoding. It is the formulation of messages in the communicator's mind. That is, the communicator not only translates his purpose. The next element is channel. It is the vehicle through which a message is carried from the communicator to the receiver. The channel of communication are many: written, spoken, verbal or non-verbal, mass media, TV, radio, newspaper, etc. There are various channels, right? The next element is context. Communication always takes place within a context. It can either restrict or stimulate the communication process. Communication in a classroom, funeral home, restaurant and park will be entirely different, right? Receiver. He is the recipient of the message and must possess the same orientation as the communicator. If the receiver does not have the ability to listen, to read, to think, he will not be able to receive and decode the message in the manner the communicator or the sender want to him. For effective communication, the receiver is the most important link in the communication process. Feedback. Feedback is the response or acknowledgement of receiver to the communicator's message. The exchange is possible only if the receiver responds naturally, directly and immediately. This provides the communicator an opportunity to improve and make his communication effective. Feedback thus provides an opportunity to evaluate what is right or wrong about a particular communication. It helps to regulate the conversation among two or more individuals and also stimulates and reinforces an idea that is desired to be communicated. Noise. Noise is an interruption that can creep at any point of the communication process and make it ineffective. Environment is one major cause that interferes with message reception, like noise from the roadside, faulty transmission, etc. For smooth and effective communication, it is necessary to eliminate or reduce noise as far as possible. Effect. The consequences of communication are referred to as effect. Communication has always some effect on one or more persons. The effect could be on the source or on the receiver or both of them. So, here we discussed about the complex process known as communication. We discussed the term communication, discussed major definitions of communication, and we explained the 10 elements of communication. That's all for this session. Hope you understand it. Thank you.